What's going on, everyone? It's Matt Deeks here with another video. Appreciate you guys for dropping by. Now, if you're tired of grinding endlessly in Space Marine 2, trying to level up your character or your weapons, this video is going to save you hours. I'm going to show you both the fastest and the easiest way to rank up in no time. No exploits, no nonsense, just efficient strategy that actually works. Whether you're trying to max out your Vanguard, your Heavy, your Sniper, whatever, these methods will help you level up way faster than ever before. If that's something you're interested in, guys, let's get right into it. All right, guys, so let's hop into it. So the fastest way, in my experience, to level up in Space Marine 2 is right here in Operations. Okay, I'm going to go over a few different methods, but if you want to level up the fastest, there's a few things you have to do in the Operations mode, all right? So first off, this is going to be a big caveat, right? If you're going to play on Absolute, obviously you're going to get the most XP. However, if you're not going to be able to beat the mission, then there's no point in running Absolute. All right, so go in with that mindset. If you have a 25 fully prestiged, maxed out character, but you're trying to level up a weapon, then Absolute might be for you, right? You have all your perks, you have everything there that you can survive with. However, if you're going in with a level 1, you know, sniper or a level 1 or level 5, tactical, this is not what I recommend, all right? However, this is specifically for if you're going in with a fully maxed out or near maxed out character with all its perks and you're trying to level up weapons, okay? This is the method I recommend. I'll go over the method as well for that, for the other scenario, if you're a lower level character. But in terms of a higher level character trying to just kind of top off, let's say you're a level 20 and you're just trying to get to 25 max, or you have a weapon that's kind of midway through, you want to get it to relic, then this is a great, very fast, efficient method. Okay, so hop into Operations, and there's going to be a few things you want to do. First off, you want to be clicking this quick match. All right, that's going to give you a bonus XP of 830 XP points. All right, so 830 XP points added on to 4,160. It's huge. Okay, make sure you click quick match. Yes, you might get a longer operation. Let's say you just want to speed run Vox Liberatus, or if you want to speed run Decapitation. I get it, but I'm telling you guys, the extra 830 XP is really going to make a difference. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Now, another tip for in-game strategies is you need to find the gene seed. That's going to add an additional, 20-30% of extra XP on top of everything you're already doing. So if you're running quick match, you're getting 4,160 plus 830 plus anywhere from 20-30% extra on top XP. Guys, you're well above 5,000 XP, okay? So make sure you find that gene seed. If you're the one holding the gene seed, you cannot go down, all right? Again, I might be talking to a new player here or someone that doesn't understand gene seed, so I apologize to those experienced players that know all this information. You can skip forward or even past this video. This is for a lot of the new players that I see the comments down below. They're asking me these questions that are very beginner sounding, right? And that's totally fine. And I want to help them. So again, if you're very experienced in this game, you can skip this video altogether because you may know a lot of this stuff. But if you don't know what the gene seed is, you're going to be finding these little gene seed cartridges that you can pick up. They're scattered. One is scattered throughout the map in a certain spot. You have to find it. They're hidden than ammo crates or health packs or grenades. They're a lot more hidden. You have to look for them. They're usually in the same spots throughout the game. They'll change throughout every load-in, every operation, but they're there. You have to find them, and the player that holds it cannot go down. If you go down, you lose it. So, and you don't get the bonus XP. So just keep that in mind if you are going to go for that gene seed. You also Also keep in mind, you cannot hold the Guardian Relic, okay? So keep that in mind, guys. But for as fast as possible XP farming, you need to be holding and you need to be getting that gene seed, all right? All right, guys, so I hopped into a match here. I hopped into Vox Liberatus, and there's a specific reason I chose Vox Liberatus. I loaded in with bots because I didn't want to piss off any real people. But basically, guys, Vox Liberatus is honestly, in my opinion, the fastest operation that you can play, because there's almost every area in this mission, if you get to a certain checkpoint, whether it's an elevator shaft or a door, it closes behind you, okay? So this is example number one. If you get to this area here, the elevator shaft, and everyone comes to you, you know, this is where the downside is playing with real people that don't want to follow what you're saying, and some people just want to play through, and I completely get that, right? So this is area number one. If you're playing with bots, it works perfectly because they come and they spawn right beside you, okay? You get this elevator shaft, and boom, all the enemies are left behind. You don't have to worry about them, okay? Let's move on to the next area, because I'm going to go into each area in depth and show you how it works and how to get to the end. All right, so this area here is the direct area after the first sector. So basically, if you get to the end, you get to the doors down by the left there, you will have those doors closed behind you, okay? As long as there's no terminus level enemies, you will close those. Those doors will close, okay? So you won't have to worry about all these guys behind you. Finish off the rest that are down there with you. The door will close, and then you can move on to the next area, okay? Now, keep in mind that the next area, you will not be able to speed run this. You actually have to complete the tasks, okay? So keep that in mind.
Finished and ready. What is the holdup? Good to go. Go there, dig in. No sway here.
All right, so like I said, in this area, there's really nothing you can do in terms of speed running it. I mean, the only thing I could say is stay within the circle to maximize the speed to destroy the altar. That's tip number one. But as for this area, there's really no speed running into a certain position or a certain gate or a certain elevator. You basically have to survive, beat the enemies, and beat the sorcerer at the end to open that gate. So with that being said, guys, enjoy the gameplay. I'll see you in the next area.
Treacherous stomach here. Eliminate that sandball spear. Cleanse that putrid altar. Grapple launcher set. Your shrine is destroyed, sorcerer. Now it is your turn. You shall drown in the endless immaterial, remade into a canvas for the changer of ways. Prove him wrong, brother. That felt good. Now back to fair against the...
All right, so this is another area where you have to destroy an altar and you have to stay within the circle, right? So obviously once you're done that, this is where a lot of people screw up. They stick around, they fight the enemies that you'll see will soon spawn. Just get to the elevator shaft. Just get to the shaft. I look here because there's oftentimes a gene seed right here. There wasn't this match, but Once you guys are done with the altar, go right into that elevator and you will leave all these enemies behind. Most of the time, an extremist does spawn, as you can see here with the Terminator. So I recommend just get to the elevator shaft, click the button, and you're safe, and you don't have to deal with all these guys. Again, this is strictly for farming XP, guys. I want to reiterate that. If you're playing this game because you love it like I do, then stick around, defeat all the heretics, and that's it, man, for the Emperor, you know? But if you're in it just to farm XP, level up characters, then definitely get to that elevator and move on to the next area. Now, this is a area that a lot of people stick around. I don't know why. They end up just, going through the middle or even the left or the right side, and they just fight everybody. They even say in-game, which you're about to hear right now, that move past this area. There's no point in fighting here. They almost tell you to do that, right? So in this area, the Tyranids and the Chaos are fighting to get against each other, right? So there's no point in sitting back and fighting them unless you really, really want to, unless you want to clear the area. You can, right? However, get to that for this specific area. There's an elevator, a big round elevator shaft that you got to get to. Get to that, and just like all the other areas in this game, you don't have to worry about all the enemies behind you. Not only do you save ammo, you save your health, and you will probably survive a lot further in this, especially on Absolute, all right?
The heretics are all dead. They were no Astartes. Something bills off. Down below. The pace of these machines grates on me.
All right, so again, keep in mind, guys, that that door, that big door will close. You'll leave all those enemies behind you. Again, you can fight them. You do have a ammo crate there, but you may not have a stim pack there or grenades, so keep that in mind. So if you don't want to waste all your health, your ammo, definitely just walk through that door. It'll close behind you. You might have to kill 1 or 2 enemies that stagger through. But with that being said, guys, let's move on to this area here. There's not much to say about this area. You're just going to have to survive. You're going to have to defeat the altars, and that's it, and the game is won. So just keep that in mind, guys. The only strategy I can tell you here is just get to the altars, stay within them, try your best to fight within them so the altars go quickly, and then once that's done, you destroy the little orb and you're good to go, right? And there's 4 of them that you need to take down. But with that being said, guys, let's watch the end of this, and then we'll move on to some other strategies to farm XP as fast as possible.
Altar is rubble. It unleashes sorcerers.
All right, guys, so here's a few things to look at. Now, again, I was playing on average, very low threat level. And the reason I chose that because I wanted to run bots and I wanted to run it quickly just to show you guys. I didn't want to run a whole absolute or lethal. So again, there's a few things to keep in mind. Now, keep in mind also that my XP is going to be very low because I'm playing on a low threat level. But if you're playing on absolute, you're going to get well beyond 4,000 XP, well beyond even 5,000 if you're going for that bonus XP that I told you about, and also if you find the gene seed, okay? Now, there's 2 things I want to quickly talk about here. So one is if you're able to play with bots, maybe not on absolute, but on lethal, there's a specific area of the victory screen that is very, very important to add additional XP, and it's this right here, okay? So it's this kind of table, and it's comparing you with your other teammates. So you want to be getting as much of these as you can, okay? So for me, I got the kills, the special kills, range damage, items found, damage taken, obviously, I'm getting in the thick of it, and incapacitation. So you want to be getting all of that, or as much as you can of that, because that's going to add a little bit of XP for each one onto your total, okay? So keep that in mind. And also, guys, kind of reiterating what I said earlier, I am running bots because I want to run this mission quick. I wanted to show you all the various areas in Vox Liberatus that you can just run and speed run to. So you can't really do that with real people unless you guys are all on the same page. If you have a couple buddies that you play this with, or you're playing with randoms and you just say, hey, are you guys down to speed run this? They might be, and that's great. That's even way faster. But in terms of just if you're playing with randoms, they're usually not going to want to speed run. There's certain areas where they're not going to want to get to the end. They want to fight, right? And that's totally understandable, right? It's why you play the games, to have fun. But if you're wanting to farm XP as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible, you're going to want to just run through that really quickly. It's one of the fastest missions, in my opinion. Decapitation is also a very close, is very close to that in terms of speed. But for me, I find Vox Liberatus just the fastest one to run. All right, so those are kind of the tips for operations. Now, in terms of siege mode, if you're trying to go as fast as possible, I don't recommend normal. You don't get enough XP for going to waves 1 through 5, which I recommend. I would recommend hard. You go hard, and you go from waves 1 through 5 and you dip out. Unfortunately, it's going to suck playing with real people. They might want to go on. So this is where I recommend either play with buddies that you say, hey, look, I just want to get to wave 5. I want to farm XP. Are you down for that? Or play with bots. Now, it's going to be hard to play with bots because hard mode is not easy, right? Obviously, it's named hard mode. So there are a few things you can do once you're in hard mode. Now, tip number 1, actually, if you want to watch one of my videos where I go into my top 15 tips, I made a bunch of videos on siege mode regarding my top 15 tips, top 5 tips, top 10 tips, all these different tips, really, really good tips. But if you don't want to watch that, there's 2 or 3 things I recommend you do, all right? If you're going to be playing with bots and you're just going to get from wave 1 through 5, you're just going to be doing 1 through 5, 1 through 5, 1 through 5, right? Just farming XP. What you're going to want to do is get a heavy bot, okay? Don't save for the Dreadnought. Again, you're just going to wave 5. You could probably handle up to wave 5 with bots alone, okay? Beyond that, it gets really tough. That's why I'm saying go to wave 5 maximum, okay? Once you get to the game, I would recommend every wave, maybe past wave 1. You could run it from the start just to be safe, but I think you can handle wave 1 if you are a decent player in this game. You don't even have to be amazing. If you're decent with bots, you can handle wave 1. Yes, it'll be tough, but get through wave 1. You'll be able to save up a little more. And then from wave 2 to 5, you're running heavy bots. You can only buy 1. And then you can also buy some Cadian reinforcements, okay? Those 2 paired together, along with your bots, will really help you accelerate the waves faster, will provide fire cover, and just will provide, bots for the enemies to attack rather than attacking you, okay? That's 1 extra Space Marine and many more extra Cadian guards, okay? So those 2 right there, those 2 tips, add bots and add an Astartes bot and add a Cadian bot, reinforcement bot, and you will be able to, if you are half decent in this game, you'll be able to get through waves 1 through 5. Don't go beyond that because obviously it just takes way too much time and it gets really hard running solo waves 6 and beyond, okay? So for me, when I'm farming XP, I'm going from waves 1 through 5, and then I dip out, okay? And again, let me repeat this. I don't recommend doing this to real people unless they're on the same page. So I would recommend run bots, get the Astartes reinforcements, Cadian reinforcements, and you piss off nobody. Now, as for stratagems, this is a good way as well to farm XP, fast, but I don't recommend it over operations. Running normal stratagems it's not worth it. You're only getting 1300, 1400 XP. It's not worth it in my opinion. Even if you get the gene seed, it's just not worth it in my opinion. If you're going to run hard, if you're going to run stratagems for XP farming, you're going to be wanting to run hard. However, with the battlefield conditions, it does make it a lot harder, a lot harder than operations. Okay, so I would recommend you stick to operations if you're going for the most efficient, fastest way to farm XP. Stick to operations versus the stratagems, because these battlefield conditions, they add up, they multiply, and it's basically like you're running operations but with extra difficulty. So what's the point, right? Obviously this is strictly for farming XP, getting as much, or trying to get it as fast as possible and as easy as and more efficiently as possible. So keep that in mind. If you're playing stratagems for the fun of it, getting the new accolade points, then I totally get it. I do that too. This video is strictly for getting XP as fast as possible. Okay, guys. So in terms of stratagems, my opinion, don't waste your time on it if your goal is to farm XP. All right, keep that in mind. If you need accolade points, or if you just want to play for the fun of it, or if you want discoverable armory data, or whatever, stratagems is awesome. That's it, guys. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Again, this video is specifically made for those that are potentially new to the game. You know, if you're a veteran player of Space Marine 2, you probably know all these tips, but if you're anywhere from beginner, you just download the game, or somewhere even in the middle, you might not know all these tips and secrets. So if you're looking to level up your character fast, definitely use what I talked about in this video, and let me know down below if you found this helpful and if it helped you. Okay, guys? With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.